Satnam and welcome. My name is Dr. Ann Taylor, and I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about breath of fire. In particular, how to do it properly. The web page that I've created will give you more detail about the benefits and some of the do's and don'ts. But right now, let's just hit really the important points of how to do breath of fire correctly. The first thing is to check in with your posture. You want to make sure your spine is nice and straight. You're not slumped over. You don't have to sit on the floor if that's not comfortable for you. You can sit in a chair, and if you choose to do that, just make sure your back is not, resting on the back of the chair. You want your spine to be erect. You want your shoulders to be down and relaxed. The chin is in a slight neck lock, which simply means to tilt the chin forward. That opens up the energy channels in the back of the neck. So it's a relaxed posture, and yet it's precise. The hands can be in Gyan Mudra, and that's simply like making the OK sign, thumb and index fingers touching, and just resting them on your knees. When you do Kundalini yoga classes, you'll be doing other positions, such as ego eradicator or stretch pose. But for now, we just want to concentrate on the breath. The breath it's generated by a powerful exhale, but not so much so that you're really heaving the stomach. You're pulling the navel in and up on the exhale. The best way I can describe it, and you'll hear other yoga teachers describe it this way, it's like a dog panting. So just get playful and relaxed, and doesn't matter who's watching. If you're used to doing yoga at home, everyone's probably used to you. Anyway, so just pretending we're a dog panting. Notice what happens to the abdomen. It happens very naturally. You don't even really have to think about it. As you're exhaling out on the pant, the navel point comes in. As you relax the navel, the breath just fills that vacuum. Now, breath of fire is done through the nose unless otherwise specified, but most often you'll hear the teacher when he or she says, "Let's begin breath of fire," that means through the nose. So simply bring that panting activity to the nose. Now begin slowly, 1 cycle per second, until you get the knack. Another way that I find helpful to think about the breath is imagine when you have a birthday party or somebody's about to blow out the candles, you take a deep breath. Now, when you do that, you're pulling the navel in. Imagine snuffing out a candle with your nose. That's the action. So if you get confused and what is she talking about, just light a candle, a little candle for that matter, and just try to blow it out with your nose. Then you've got it, and you'll notice that the navel point naturally comes in. Okay, so now we've got our posture, the hand position. Alternatively, you can just rest them in your lap. The chin is in neck lock. And finally, we want the eyes to be 9/10 closed. They call it a yogic drunken gaze. And it's just a small slit. And you just allow the eyes, you're not really focusing on anything with the eyes. You're just letting them rest slightly open. And then the mental focus is at the brow point, the third eye point. So those are the basics of breath of fire. One other very important point for women, and that is if you are pregnant or on the first 3 days of your menstrual cycle, do not do breath of fire. Substitute long, deep breathing. And even if your yoga teacher happens to forget to mention this, always substitute long, deep breathing, ladies, if you are pregnant or early moon cycle. So again, just putting it all together now. If that's very comfortable, you can pick it up to 2 to 3 cycles per second. It's more important to do it correctly than fast. Make sure the inhale and exhale are the same duration. That's the hallmark of a breath of fire. Thank you, Sat Nam. Please leave me comments and questions. I love to engage with you, and I hope to see you in the Sunday morning class, 9 o'clock. You can also see it on the YouTube station, which will be also below. Thank you, and Sat Nam.